Imagine a life without smartphones, without cars, without even flipping a light switch. No Amazon deliveries, no Netflix binges, no scrolling through social media. Sounds impossible, right? But for the Amish, this isn't just a choice. It's a way of life. A life rooted in simplicity, faith, and a deliberate rejection of modern conveniences like gas and electricity. How do they do it? How do they thrive in a world that's constantly plugged in while they remain unplugged? And what can we, in our fast-paced, tech-driven lives, learn from their extraordinary way of living? Today, we're diving deep into the world of the Amish. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand how they live without gas or electricity, you might just question whether we're the ones living life the right way. But first, let's start with the most shocking truth. The Amish don't just survive without modern technology. They thrive. Let's find out why. To understand how the Amish live without gas or electricity, we first need to understand why they make this choice. It's not because they don't know about these technologies, it's because they've made a conscious decision to reject them. The Amish believe that modern conveniences can lead to pride, greed, and a disconnect from community and faith. They call it hochmut, the sin of arrogance. By living simply, they stay humble, grounded, and focused on what truly matters: family, faith, and community. But here's the kicker. While we chase the latest gadgets and trends, the Amish have found something far more valuable: peace. And that's something no amount of technology can buy. Which brings us to the next question. How do they power their lives without gas or electricity? The answer might surprise you. Without electricity, the Amish have turned to the oldest power sources known to man: wind, water, and sheer human effort. Windmills pump water for their farms. Water wheels generate energy for small tasks. And when it comes to hard labor, they rely on their own two hands and the strength of their community. Think about that for a moment. While we rely on machines to do the heavy lifting, the Amish come together as a community to build barns, harvest crops, and support one another. It's not just about getting the job done, it's about strengthening bonds and living in harmony with nature. But what happens when the sun goes down? How do they light their homes, cook their meals, or stay warm in the winter? The answer is both ingenious and inspiring. Imagine a world without light switches. No flick of a button to illuminate a room. For the Amish, light comes from oil lamps, carefully tended and used sparingly. Heat? That comes from wood stoves, which also double as cooking surfaces. And refrigeration? They use spring houses, natural coolers built into the ground. It's a life that requires patience, resourcefulness, and a deep respect for the resources they have. But here's the thing. While we take our modern conveniences for granted, the Amish are acutely aware of the cost of every drop of oil, every log of wood, which makes you wonder, what happens when they need to travel? How do they get around without cars or gas? The answer is both practical and poetic. In a world obsessed with speed, the Amish have chosen to slow down. Their primary mode of transportation? The horse-drawn buggy. It's not just a means of getting from point A to point B. It's a statement, a reminder that life isn't a race, that sometimes the journey is just as important as the destination. But don't mistake their slow pace for inefficiency. The Amish are masters of planning and preparation. They know their routes, their horses, and their schedules. And in a world where traffic jams and road rage are the norm, their way of travel feels almost revolutionary. Which makes you wonder, what else are we missing by rushing through life? What lessons can we learn from the Amish about slowing down and savoring the moment? But before we answer that, let's talk about something even more fundamental. How do they educate their children without modern technology? In a world where schools are increasingly reliant on technology, the Amish have taken a different approach. Their children attend one-room schoolhouses, where they learn the basics of reading, writing, and arithmetic, without computers, tablets, or even electricity. But here's the surprising part. These children grow up to be skilled craftsmen, farmers, and entrepreneurs. They learn by doing, by observing, and by contributing to their communities from a young age. And that raises a critical question. Are we overcomplicating education? Are we sacrificing real-world skills for the sake of technology? The Amish might just have the answer. But let's not stop there. What about their businesses? How do they succeed in a modern economy without modern tools? The answer will blow your mind. Stick with me because we're just getting started. Up next, we'll explore how the Amish run thriving businesses without gas or electricity, how their community-first mindset keeps them strong, and what the future holds for their way of life. This isn't just a story about the Amish, it's a story about us, about what we've gained and what we've lost in our pursuit of progress. Don't go anywhere. Now let's talk about something that might surprise you. The Amish aren't just surviving without modern technology, they're thriving. In fact, many Amish-run businesses are incredibly successful, from furniture making to farming to handmade goods. But here's the twist. They do it all without gas-powered machinery or electricity. Instead, they rely on manual tools, horse-drawn equipment, and a deep understanding of their craft. Think about that for a moment. While many of us rely on automation and technology to run our businesses, the Amish prove that skill, dedication, and hard work can still lead to success. But how do they manage to compete in a modern economy? The answer lies in their unique approach to business and their unwavering commitment to quality. Let's dive deeper. If there's one thing that sets the Amish apart, it's their sense of community. In a world where individualism often takes center stage, the Amish prioritize the collective good over personal gain. When a barn needs to be built, the entire community comes together to make it happen. When a family faces hardship, their neighbors step in to help. This isn't just kindness, it's survival. And it raises an important question. In our modern lives, have we lost the sense of community that once held us together? Could we, too, benefit from putting others first? But community isn't the only thing that keeps the Amish strong. Their faith plays a central role in their lives, and it's time we explore that. At the heart of the Amish way of life is their faith. For the Amish, every decision, from rejecting modern technology to prioritizing community, is guided by their religious beliefs. They believe in living simply, humbly, and in accordance with God's will. This isn't just a set of rules. It's a way of life that shapes everything they do, and it makes you wonder, in our fast-paced materialistic world, have we lost sight of what truly matters? Could faith, in whatever form it takes, help us find greater meaning and purpose? But faith alone isn't enough to sustain a way of life. The Amish face challenges too, and it's time we talk about them. Life without gas or electricity isn't without its challenges. The Amish face criticism from outsiders who see their way of life as outdated or impractical. And even within their communities there are struggles. Some young people are tempted by the modern world, leading to difficult decisions about whether to stay or leave. But here's the thing, the Amish have survived for centuries by adapting, not by abandoning their core values, but by finding ways to stay true to them in a changing world. So, what does the future hold for the Amish? And what can we learn from their resilience? Let's find out. As we come to the end of our journey, one thing is clear. The Amish have something valuable to teach us. In a world that's constantly pushing us to do more, be more, and have more, they remind us of the power of simplicity. They show us that happiness doesn't come from gadgets or convenience. It comes from connection, community, and a sense of purpose. So here's my challenge to you. Take a moment to unplug, to slow down, to appreciate the simple things, because sometimes the most extraordinary lives are the ones lived simply. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If this video inspired you, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs a reminder to slow down, and subscribe for more stories that challenge the way we think about life. Until next time, remember, life isn't about how much you have. It's about how much you appreciate what you have. See you soon.